Listeners beware. There's no turning back now. You've entered the Horror Apocalypse Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Horror Apocalypse. I am your co-host Chris. With me as always, my heterosexual life mate, Michelle. Did I mispronounce that? I mispronounced, didn't I?
Kind of caught me off guard there.
I'm sorry.
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
I'm sorry, I meant Michael. So how have things been, Michael?
Things have been great. Thankfully, I don't have corona or the coronavirus, so that's all good.
We may.
How about you?
We may have it.
Oh.
My girlfriend works in retail, and she found out the last weekend while she was working, her normal stuff, 2 people who are now quarantined in a hotel in the shopping plaza where she works were everywhere that she was on Saturday. So now we're in that waiting stage of let's see if anybody gets sick thing. So most of Massachusetts is shutting down. Everything's being closed or canceled. Schools are, I'm being told that schools are closed now for 2 weeks to a month for this whole stupid thing. And the only thing that frightens me is people. Because like I've said before, and I'll say it again, a person is smart. People are dumb and panicky and can't be trusted.
You didn't say that.
I know. Agent K said
that.
It's one of my favorite movie lines ever because it rings so true. It's absolutely true. I think I even posted it.
Hey, don't mean to interrupt you. We got a viewer.
Oh,
hey,
we got a
Lewis. Viewer. Yeah.
I'm sorry for what you're
Are
seeing.
you using your Horror Apocalypse mug?
No. This is my coffee. My evil coffee, Deadly Grounds.
So I'm the only one that's touting our product.
Hey, I don't have that. I have the one mug, and I have to fight for it in the house. So, and my dad tried to steal it already before I even got home. But yeah, as far as
we're already digressing.
Yeah, already digressing with Corona. So hopefully none of us die, and we'll be around for a while.
Let's get caught up. What you been up to?
Yep. What have I been up to? I watched. I think I may have said this already. I watched the first episode of Dracula on Netflix. I don't think I've seen anything else since then, as far as that goes. I don't know if I mentioned it last time.
That was a shitload of hearts.
It was a shitload of hearts. That really was. That was a lot. You should say hi because they're specifically addressing you.
I did say hi, and he hied back.
Oh, that was his hi back. Okay. So yeah, that's I haven't. Aside from that, and the whole stupid Corona thing, that's been about it. What's going on by you?
Well, let's see. I sat down and I decided I was going to go ahead and watch Dracula because I know you mentioned it last show, and we've had a couple other people reach out to me and ask if I've watched it yet, and I have not. So I decided I was going to watch it this past week.
And?
I did not.
You did not.
I did not. No. I finished watching Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
I binged that. I decided I was going to go ahead and go back and rewatch Babylon 5, but that doesn't seem to be on any streaming service right now. So
we'll get to that in a second, but go ahead.
Well, no legal streaming service. I mean, it is on Amazon, but I'd have to pay for it, and the first season is no longer available. So there's no point in paying for it when I already own all the DVDs. Literally every DVD that has come out of this show and its spin-offs and movies I have. So I decided, since I can't find that, I'm just going to go ahead and start rewatching Next Generation.
Oh.
So I started rewatching Next Generation.
Where are you at in that?
I just finished Encounter at Farpoint.
So episode 1.
Exactly. Let's see, what else? I did check out Nosferatu many times over this past week.
Yeah.
Couple of reasons. One, I'd start watching it, but I was watching it while I was playing World of Warcraft, and it's a silent movie. If you're not watching it the whole 80, 90 minutes, you don't you can't follow it.
Yeah, you miss
it. So I went back and I watched it again, and then I couldn't really focus on it and pay attention, so I went back and I watched it again. And then this time I said, well, I think part of the problem is probably the music. So let me go ahead and get my DVD of the Nosferatu version with the Typo Negative soundtrack.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. I guess I got rid of it. So I went to Amazon and bought another copy. I haven't watched it yet.
Haven't watched it yet. Okay. Yeah. Before we really get into Nosferatu, did you come across one of the same things I came across, which was he wasn't called Count Orlok?
No, well, I know in when you're reading the text, at one point they call him Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
But I did also find out that since this wasn't a licensed movie or anything along those lines, they did have to change a lot of that. So that was actually, I guess, a mistake when they put the name Dracula in there. He should have been Count Orlok because they changed certain names. Like when I first started watching it and they talk about Harker's wife, Mina, I said, wait a minute. Her name's not Nina, it's Mina.
Yep.
And I go looking at everything just to make sure I'm not going crazy. I have a leather-bound copy of Dracula. I went and I got that, and I'm like, no, it's Mina. Why are they calling her Nina? Oh, I get it now.
So is that the only?
Yeah, there were some things.
Is that the only name they changed aside from Orlok making the Dracula? Because it was still Jonathan Harker, right?
Yeah, but I think they changed the spelling.
Really?
I think there were some little tweaks here and there that kind of set it off.
Okay.
But more importantly, though, I wanted to show off something else that I also bought from Amazon that just came in today.
Keep it in your
that
pants.
I'm really excited about. You ready?
Uh-huh. Oh, is that the entire show?
That is the entire collection of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
DVD or Blu-ray?
It does also include DVD.
Okay.
DVD. But it does also include the He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword full movie.
Yep.
It does also include the He-Man and She-Ra A Christmas Special.
Yes!
Yes. It's all 130 episodes. I know it's backwards for you guys. You can't really read it, but hopefully you can read backwards.
You get the idea.
I'm excited to start this.
Yeah, you kind of get the idea.
Yeah, I'm really excited. They also, I guess these went out of print a long time ago, and the company that's doing it, not Universal, it's some other company. I forget. Classic Media. Sorry.
Okay.
Would they decided to reproduce them. Yeah, no. This is a whole different company.
Different company.
But they decided to re-release them. So we've got He-Man, She-Ra. I just ordered She-Ra, the complete Transformers collection, the Japanese version collection. Voltron, the complete Voltron collection.
That
actually
I saw.
does the lions and the vehicles.
I saw that.
I've got it all coming.
I saw that one for sale in Best Buy. And I almost bought it. It was in my hand, and I went, do I really need this? Am I ever going to watch it? I'm like, probably not.
You do.
So I do need
and
it?
yes.
All right, fine. I'll go back and pick it up. Wow, that's pretty good pickup. That is a pretty good pickup.
Yeah. Now, I do want to get one more piece of housekeeping out of the way before we delve into talking about Nosferatu. We got a very special reach out to us recently, and it kind of caught me by surprise. We had a listener reach out, and let's step it back a little bit more. I created a meme based off someone's art not too long ago. I'd say about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that completely surpassed anything I have ever put out on our Facebook page. I created a meme a long time ago about a guy, the woman telling him, tie me up, you can do whatever you want. So he ties her up, goes out in the other room and watches Army of Darkness. So there was some funny things like that. That was our best one. It got 56,000 interactions. So that kind of held that. That was our high standard. This one, last time I checked, which was God, about 4 days ago, was already closing in on 90,000. So almost twice as much interaction. I did not realize this many people hated Twilight. So that may actually be my pick for our next movie.
That's why. No.
I love the look on your face. That almost solidifies it. But this meme that I made and I put out has spread around. People loved it. It was shared more times than anything else we've put on our social media page. So I actually had somebody message us and say that they were exposed to our website based off of this shared meme. And he listened to it, and he loved it. He loved the show. So I think we now are up to 3 listeners.
Yep.
I'm really excited.
All 3 people with no taste whatsoever.
Exactly. So I just want to give a special shout out to Tarul. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Tarul Normand. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate everything.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the kind words that you sent to us. I shared it with our co-host here, Chris.
Which we absolutely do not deserve at all.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for letting us know everything. And you do have a prize pack coming. I was sending it out this weekend. Unfortunately, I kept forgetting the box at work that I was going to put everything in. So, maybe Monday or Tuesday or Thursday. Or next Saturday. But either way, it will be going out soon. You will be getting a nice little thank you pack to roll. And we really appreciate everything that you do for us. Listening to us, sharing us, liking us, reviewing us on any platform that you listen to our podcast on. It all helps us. And you know what? When we get little messages like this, that really helps. It helps drive us, helps us want to do this a little more. So, I mean, we do it because we love it, we have fun, and it's really the only time Chris and I ever talk to each other.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's great it's great to know that we have others that are listening in and laughing as much as we are. So, thanks again. And guys, listen, anybody listening to this, you don't necessarily have to send us a message. We have a special phone line. You can call in and leave us a voicemail and be put on the page here. We'll put you on the next cast. It's 323, the number 5, horror. 323-5-HORROR. It's so easy to remember. So just send us a voicemail, let us know what you think, and we'll put you on the next show.
If we like it.
If we like it, yeah.
If not, we'll just hit delete. That's
all right. So you want to kick us off on Nosferatu?
On Nosferatu? Sure, I will kick us off on Nosferatu. Reading from my phone, which is why I'm looking down right now. So Nosferatu, 1922, runtime 1 hour 34 minutes, which I'm not sure is incredibly accurate. I think some versions are out there that look to be a little shorter. IMDb rating 7.9 out of 10, 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 4 out of 4 with Roger Ebert, which is interesting. So I think we all pretty much know the basic summary of this movie. It's basically Dracula. It's one of the first movies. It's silent, 1922, like I specified.
It's not the first horror movie, though.
No, not the first one. It's one of the first movies. It's up there, as far as age and whatever's concerned. And actually, what year are we in?
First one's almost 30 years prior.
Yeah, it was Frankenstein, right? Mm-mm. Wait, did we have this conversation? It sounds very familiar.
1896. It was a movie called Le Manor de Diable, something like it. I can't say the French one. In English, It's The House of the Devil, but it was from 1896. Mm-hmm.
Somehow,
but this is a great movie too. I had a stint in high school where I was a huge vampire fan.
No, you don't say.
I loved everything that was vampires. So at one point you can't be into vampires and not know where they came from. So I went back and I watched Nosferatu, and at the time I was trying to be a closet goth in my own mind, I guess. Not on the outside, just in my own mind. And I got the Typo Negative soundtrack one and watched it, and it was good. I don't know. We'll talk more about that, but go ahead.
Sure. No worries. So essentially, the story of Dracula. The names were supposed to be changed to protect the innocent, as it were. So it was supposed to be Count Orlok. But as what we were talking about before, there does seem to be some little changes, like what you said. Instead of being Mina Harker, it's Nina Harker, which actually stopped me too. And I sat there looking at it going, that's not right. I don't think that's right. And I had to go double check to make sure it was in fact Mina. The acting, I mean, it's 1922, so you get what you get. Same thing, like, all the men wearing over makeup, over makeup, like, didn't really need to wear as much as what they did.
I don't know. I thought that dude's eyebrows were amazing.
I haven't gotten to that yet. We're talking about Nosferatu, right? The eyebrows?
No.
Oh, which one are you talking
Harker's boss.
Oh, Harker's boss. Jesus, yeah. The eyebrows on that guy, and there's a tavern that he stops at before he gets to Dracula's castle, where he's stopping to get food and whichever. And the moment he says, hurry up, bring me something to eat, I should have been at Count Dracula's castle already. Like, it stops the whole room dead. And what the hell was that?
You got to get the fuck out of here.
Oh, you got to go. I was like, what the fuck? Am I leaving? All right, bye. So it stops the whole room dead, and you get the one, like, innkeeper type guy. That guy had some fantastic mustache and eyebrows. It almost looked like the eyebrows actually went into the mustache. That's how long, like, the whole thing was. Although the mustache was a very cool, like, Hulk Hogan type thing he had going on. So yeah, as far as
get out of here, brother.
Exactly. So
these 24-inch pythons are gonna put a hurt on you.
Oh my god. I completely lost my train of thought now. Where were we? Oh, right. Characters and whichever. So Nosferatu. Let's look at him for a second. The makeup job on him alone. All right. 1922, silent, freaky as hell. Absolutely freaky as hell.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, for the time, it was really, really good. And oddly enough, for the time, some of the effects they tried to pull off weren't bad at all. Like the fading away and like him becoming a ghost at like one point in time, and the fading away from the sunlight. It dissolved from his hand all the way back. Like, it didn't just do one quick dissolve. It was like a dissolve all the way through. So, I mean, for 1922, that's pretty good. I thought that was pretty impressive. The only thing I really pulled apart out of this, and I don't know if you caught the same thing, which was in that same inn that he's at Harker's at, everyone's talking about, you don't travel at night. That's when the phantoms come out, and that's when they're powerful. And you look out a window, and you see what's supposed to be a wolf, which is clearly a hyena. And in the back of my head, I'm like, how were they able to get a hold of a hyena and not a wolf? Like, seriously, like, were they...
Listen to them. Children of the desert.
Dude, exactly.
What laughter they make.
So, I'm guessing maybe the hyenas were cheaper, is my guess. Maybe there was a roaming circus coming through, and they said, hey, you got wolves? No, but we got this. Okay, we'll take it.
Maybe they were just dogs, and they threw some extra fur on them.
Oh, come on. That was so not a dog. Yes,
now,
we had that. Yeah.
Max Schreck wasn't originally on to do the role of Count Orlok. It was supposed to be somebody else.
Oh, really? I was not aware of that.
One of the viewings that I did this through, I was watching it through Amazon Prime. And I love Amazon Prime has these little, it's almost like pop-up video. It has the little trivia tidbits that come up.
Oh, does it really?
And you can set it so that all the trivia kind of scrolls by.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was very well done. I forget the guy's name, but it was supposed to be somebody else, I think, to play Count Orlok, and it was supposed to have a whole different director. So there was all kinds of different things to it. So,
director, I'm actually looking for that right now because I was
Moreau,
is that it?
I think it was F.W. Moreau.
Yeah, F.W. Moreau. Director F.W. Moreau. It's cool that they at least give Bram Stoker some screenplay credit. on this anyway.
Well, they kind of have to.
Was he even still alive at that? He had to have been long dead, right? In like 1922.
No, I think he was. Actually, I can find out here in a second.
I would think that he was dead. When was Dracula written? I mean, like 18 something. I'm guessing.
Let's see.
Completely
Bram
guessing?
Stoker died in 1912, so he was actually he was only dead about 10 years.
Okay. All right, that's fair. And I don't know if you saw anything in your trivia that a good chunk of this was actually filmed in the area in which it takes place. Supposedly, the castle that was used as Dracula / Orlok's castle was an actual castle in Transylvania.
Yeah.
So, is there a colorized version of this anywhere? Out of curiosity, are you aware?
I seem to remember they did one. Not a full color, but they changed the tone to more of a sepia type tone.
Okay.
And it cleared it up. It kind of made it a little brighter. And frankly, it kind of like when they colorized Night of the Living Dead, it didn't work in my opinion.
Okay.
It just part of what makes that so freaky is the shadows, the darkness that's behind it. They did the same thing with Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and I was not a fan of them trying to do it with that either.
Yeah.
You needed this dark, nightmarish dreamscape. Same thing with Nosferatu. It needs to be dark and shadowy, and he needs to come out of nowhere. And when you change the whole tone and you make it brighter, it didn't work.
I'm very curious as to whoever it was that may have supposed to have been Orlok. If he could have been equally as creepy as this guy. I don't know if the nose was fake at all, but damn, I mean that guy's got a good silhouette. I mean the whole thing. I mean when you just see him from the side, he's just creepy all the way through.
I felt more fear for his fingers.
Just
Seriously.
fear of his fingers.
Yeah, and I mean fear of him having to deal with those fingers. I mean, right now we've got a great toilet paper shortage of 2020. Could you imagine what this guy would have had to have gone through? Why are you covering your face? Look at that long ass finger. One quick scoop, he's done.
This is my Captain Picard facepalm is what it was a second ago. You're like, why are you covering your face? I'm like, okay. No, you could be right. I mean, fingers like that in 2020 probably wouldn't work out at all, really. And you definitely don't want to shake his hand afterwards or any time, I would think, because, I mean, poop finger. So...
That sounds like a James Bond villain.
It's Goldmember and Poop Finger.
Do you expect me to talk, Mr. Bond?
No.
I expect you to die, Mr. Poop Finger.
Yes. I expect you to die.
All right.
So, overall, I mean, it being what it is, 1922 and everything, and I don't feel like this time I've actually doomed us with my pick. I think this was a history lesson, if anything. So it wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible. I didn't think it was horrible. Why? What are you laughing at? What, history lesson?
I don't think I doomed us this time.
No, I don't think I doomed this time. This is no. Oh, damn it! See, I've already blocked the name of that other movie from my head. So
Meridian.
It's like it never. Oh shit! I was gonna say it was like it never happened, but then you went and reminded me.
No. I'll never forget Meridian.
Yeah, most people won't. But on the bright side, that was my choice. So I mean, I don't have to pick for next time. So that's a bonus, I think. So yeah, overall, what do you think overall here?
Well, we have a lot more to talk about as far as this goes, but as I mentioned before, I was a big vampire fan growing up. I really looked forward to seeing this again. I was actually really surprised when you picked this as your pick for the week.
It literally popped in my head. There was no like waiting on it. It just was like Nosferatu. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is kind of it's a staple for horror. If you watch horror movies, if you're a horror fan, I think you need to go back to the beginning.
Yep.
And a lot of people will look at Dracula and the Universal Monsters as the beginning. And no, you got to take a few more steps further back, another almost 10 years back. Frankenstein and Dracula, I think, were both in the 30s. So, I mean, this is even well before them. So, this is a time when movies weren't as prevalent as they are now. You know, it wasn't we've got a new vampire movie coming out every week.
Yeah.
You know, this was something special. This was something that was a work of art. And it is, to this day, it's still a work of art.
It definitely...
even, like you mentioned...
It definitely has creepy moments still to this day. I mean, and it holds up. I think it held up fine, you know.
The makeup, his fingers, the creepiness of him. Yeah, I can't help it when I watched it every so often. I'd revert to Dracula Dead and Loving It. Yeah, I'd throw some Leslie Nielsen in there just to kind of break it up. But
I don't.
But that's
drink
another prime example.
Wine.
Yeah. But that's another prime example that this particular movie helped spawn a whole genre. Mm-hmm. You know, like I jokingly seriously talked about House of the Devil being the first horror movie.
Yep.
And really the only thing horrific about that was like a little animated skeleton bouncing across the screen and things like that. I mean, it wasn't out there amazing. But this particular movie... vampires, goths, horrors, horror fans, it talks to a whole group of people spanning over an entire genre. And I think to have that kind of influence and that kind of well, no, influence is the only word. I'm trying to sound smart, and it's just not working. I need to go back to school. But to have that kind of influence on an entire genre, and even to this day, I mean, we're talking more than about 100 years ago, this movie is still being talked about.
Yeah, 2 years, it'll be 100 years, which is pretty.
Do you think
amazing.
they'll be talking about? You think they'll be talking about Terminator in 100 years?
I think if the coronavirus gets any worse, for all the people, we'll be lucky to make it to 100 years. And I'm not talking about the virus. I'm talking about people.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I would like to think that if the civilization is still there, they'll still be talking about T2, because, I mean, T2 was pretty damn fantastic. So,
wait, T2?
T2, yeah. Don't,
No.
Careful. I see the look on your face.
No.
I see it.
I think I'm the only person alive who is not really a big fan of Terminator 2.
You probably are. I mean, that movie was really good. It had a great soundtrack, too.
I hate Eddie Furlong.
Ugh. What is with you and boy actors? You hate... I
hate him.
You hate
Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard. You hate Eddie Furlong. How do you feel about Corey Haim and Corey Feldman back in their heyday?
Don't even get me started.
What about the Goonies?
Corey Haim, I really didn't have a bad or any didn't have an issue with Corey Haim. He seemed, okay. Mm-hmm. Feldman has gone off the deep end, and I've never liked him. Fucking Lost Boys. Oh.
What about the Goonies?
No, I didn't like him in that either. Mouth was a perfect character for him because that's all he is. He's a fucking mouth.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
okay, well, I think that sums it up, really. You have an unnatural hatred towards male adolescent actors. I'm glad we had this discussion. We made a good breakthrough, really good breakthrough. I think next time we may want to delve into your mother and the suppression that you... sorry. Are you trying to tell me something? I'm not... Speaking to the microphone, I can't...
Oh, it looks like we're out of time,
I can't hear middle fingers.
Another thing, too, I just noticed, I looked up, I was looking at my bookshelf, I was looking at some of the titles over there. I completely forgot. I was going to actually try to crack a joke that I watched the wrong thing, but that didn't work. But Nosferatu did influence a lot of other things. I mean, this was based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but this itself actually inspired a bunch of other things as well. There was a 1970s remake, so almost 50 years later. They tried to delve into...
And I know exactly what you were going to say. You almost watched the wrong thing, because I almost watched the wrong thing when I was searching for it. I almost hit play on that one.
Yeah, I did the same thing with that one. But they also did a TV series, Nosferatu.
Based off... The new one, right? Joe Hill?
Yeah,
okay.
Based off the book by Joe Hill. Which I thought is... I've watched the series, and it's really good. I bought the book, and I wanted to read the book to see what, how it was based off of. I hate to be one of those people. The book is a lot better.
Oh, book is usually better, man. Almost always better.
Well, like they skipped... In that show, they skipped over a lot of stuff. I think I recorded... I have to check my files. I think I recorded like a 5-minute review
of Nosferatu.
I don't know, but I talked about it before at some point. They skipped over a ton of stuff, and you're left with some backstory in the book that they don't talk about in the show. And now when I went back and rewatched the show, it's a lot more confusing if you don't know that backstory.
Gotcha. Did the same thing when they tried to make a movie out of the Ender series, Ender's Game. I hardly read because I usually fall asleep when I read. If it's not a comic or a graphic novel, it just knocks me out. But I had somebody recommend me to read Ender's Game. They're like, it's fantastic, blah blah blah. And I'm a sci-fi guy, so I was like, okay, sure. I read the whole thing, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. I think I could read read a series of this. And then within like 9 months, the movie was announced, and the movie came out, and I was interested to go see it. No, the movie was trash. The movie was absolute trash. They skipped over so much crap that was actually so important to the story that made half the story make no sense. So I'm not surprised that it never had another one. What was that?
Harrison Ford was in that, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah. He was.
Yeah. That's the whole reason why I wanted to see it, and then I found out a lot more about the author, Scott Card. And it's like Victor Salva. I can't support him.
Can't support him.
Yeah, not that he's a pedophile,
sure,
like Victor Salva, but he's got some other things that he's very outspoken about that I can't support.
Sure, no, I got you.
So
I got you. If it makes you feel any better, I didn't pay for any of it, so I borrowed the book from somebody, and somebody else paid for the movie, so it worked out.
Nice.
So yeah, off topic a little bit, but going back to Nosferatu, what else you got about the books and movie?
That's pretty much about it. I mean, we talked a lot about well, you know what? No, there was one other thing I didn't bring up at the time that this movie was filmed. Did you know the kind of subtle message that they were talking about with the way Count Orlok was designed to look?
No.
Well, this may be kind of offensive to you.
I'm not Jewish. I know where you're going with this, and I'm not Jewish.
No, but they were talking about the long hooked nose, the long fingers. At the time, I guess it was designed to be more of a stereotypical caricature of Jewish people. So
Seriously?
That was supposed to be, yeah.
Okay, the nose I get. Clearly, when you see him, you definitely, like, that was the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, okay, well, this guy's definitely of Jewish descent. But the fingers, I don't get. I don't understand the fingers. Why is...
Yeah, it's... as a matter of fact, there's a whole little article here. Physical appearance of Count Orlok with his hooked nose, long claw-like fingers, and large bald head has been compared to stereotypical caricatures of Jewish people from the time in which Nosferatu was produced. His features have also been compared to those of a rat or a mouse, the former of which Jews were often equated to.
Wow. That's incredibly anti-Semitic.
Does this change your whole outlook on it?
It changes a little bit. I mean, I'm not, as I said before, and I've said it for 25 years at this point in time, I'm not Jewish. My father is of Jewish faith. He's not, Jewish faith, not descent, faith. We were raised Catholic, which means I'm atheist. So
it doesn't play into the fact that you look like a very stereotypical New York Jew.
I do not look like a stereotypical New York Jew. I do not.
Those of you watching on Instagram Live right now, write in. Let us know if you think Chris looks like a stereotypical Instagram Jew.
The one person, the one person sitting there right now. I don't think I do. No one's ever compared me to look like a stereotypical New York Jew. But although I am a fan of stereotypical New York things, I mean, I was born in New York. I mean, so I like pizza. I do like some Jewish food. I like matzah. I like matzo ball soup. I mean, who doesn't like matzo ball soup? Okay, don't look like that. Okay, have you even had a matzo ball soup? Okay, yeah. You have to speak.
I have Hebes in my family, and they.
I want to point out again, this is not anti-Semitic. We're going to lose our one listener because he happens to be Jewish.
Tarul, are you Jewish? I mean, we don't have any problem with that, but just let us know.
Oh my God!
No, we are definitely not a. I forget the word. I haven't used it in so long. What's the word now?
Anti-Semitic. I've said it 3 times.
Politically correct.
Oh, okay.
We're not a politically correct.
Yeah, or
podcast
or religiously correct. Apparently, there's no correction here whatsoever, at all.
Have you seen my newest ring?
No. Oh, look at that! It's kind of neat. Okay, was that Captain America? The big star.
No,
is that what you tell
Captain
people?
Planet.
Captain Planet. Okay, is that the way you tell people? Hey, Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of Satan. It just pops up into Satan. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Did you get me one? We could totally Wonder Twin power.
That's what the Devil Bunny and I do. Hey, Devil Bunny. She actually just popped on.
Oh, there she. Hi.
That's what we do with our wedding rings.
With you Wonder Twin power. Oh, that's cute. That's really
Form
cute.
of Jaina's tampon. And now we play
wait.
the waiting game. Nah, anyway, back on topic. You know what, let's just there's really not much you can talk about on a silent film. I mean, we talked about the influences. We talked about what influenced it. Yep. Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we get into rating it?
Yeah, actually, thanks.
That was just a formality. I don't really care.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But anyway, I'm going to throw my 2 cents anyway. I forgot what I was going to say. God damn you! Right out of my head. Oh, thanks to this movie, and as you did mention, I'm going to grapple onto it and take it as well. Thanks to this movie, we do have other movies, that have taken strides from this. Like, for example, I'm definitely going to point out Dracula from Bela Lugosi. Look at his hands, the way he curls his fingers and stuff like that. I mean, if you're saying that it's not from if you're saying that's not from this performance, you'd be crazy. And are you just totally ignoring me, or what's going on there? I'm not.
I'm sorry. What?
What are you doing? Why are you taking a picture of this? I don't think I like this anymore. What's happening? I fear change. What's going on? What's this?
It's for social media. You just keep going with what you're doing.
Oh, okay. You were freaking me out, man. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got from that. Thanks to that movie, we have the movies that we have today. So, you want to go into rating it, sir?
Sure. I'll go ahead and start. First, I want to say thank you, Chris, for repeating what we talked about earlier.
Yep,
that was great. Thank you.
Yeah, I try. I try. I did say I was taking it and running, so I did say I was going to do it.
Yeah, this movie is fantastic. Even if you don't like silent movies, I do highly recommend checking this one out. It's great music, great imagery. The influence it's had on horror as a whole just can't be denied. This particular movie, I would highly recommend. So I would say out of 5, I give it about a 3.5.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm up there as well. Not exactly word for word, but very similar to what you said. There are some silent movies out there that have not been all that great to watch, or that are you. You know, this is a thing that only works on video, because when this goes into audio, no one will ever know that you just farted and almost killed yourself. So I'm gonna go up there with the same ranking, 3.5 out of this one, and I do think it somewhat does hold up. I wish I'd had a chance to watch the Typo Negative version, but I couldn't get my hands on it. So it did interest me enough to want to watch that 1970s remake, because I'm very curious to see what they do. If it is silent, if it's not silent, I don't know. So you're shaking your head.
It's not silent. It's horrible. I did actually have the Criterion of this on VHS a long time ago. Yeah. Or sorry, not Criterion. The Anchor Bay version of it on VHS, and it is. I think I'd rather watch Blackula.
Excuse me. When I was searching for a copy of this, I have a buddy of mine has a Plex server, so we gave him a bunch of movies that he loaded, and he's got a bunch of movies that he loaded up there too. When I went searching and I was typing in Nosferatu, the first thing that popped up was Blackula. The absolute, and I was like, "Hey, we could watch this instead." Could be totally talking about a completely different movie, and it would have been really funny for me. Has anyone actually ever seen Blackula? I know we've made jokes about it in the past, but I don't think I know I've never watched it. So
I'm pretty sure I'll have to take a look behind me, but I'm pretty sure I have a couple, and I know they were doing a special. One of the places I buy a lot of my movies from, Hamilton Books, they had a very special sale on a out-of-print copy of Scream, Blackula Scream. I'm pretty sure I have that as well.
How many Blackula movies were there? I felt there was just the one.
How many Dracula movies were there? I'm sure there's quite a few.
Holy shit! I had no idea. This is an entirely new subculture thing going on here.
No, exploitation is out there.
Hang on a second. Doing it now. Sorry, I got a text message. So, so I'm up there with you, 3.5.
Okay.
Yep.
So it looks like today's episode is going to be kind of a short one. Let's go ahead and take a moment and talk about what our next film is. We kind of dropped the ball pretty much on our last Patreon pick. It was bad. I apologize to Rob numerous times because he gave us money to watch a movie, and we didn't do a very good episode based off what he paid. So
I don't even remember what it was, to be honest.
Seed of Chucky.
Oh, Seed of Chucky. Right. We don't have to do that again, do we?
No, but he did pick a new movie for us to watch.
Oh, okay. What's that? Does it just get worse?
Veronica.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. You know who Glenn Danzig is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He made a movie.
How long ago?
A year or two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not really looking forward to it, other than I can't wait to hear the music for it. But I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to watch this without getting permission from my mother. Okay, see what I did there? Mother. Okay, forget it. It was worth it for me.
No. Stop it.
Sorry. I'm a fan of Danzig.
I'm a fan of Danzig as a musician.
Yeah. Actually, he should have been Wolverine, to be totally honest. I mean, he was perfect Absolutely perfect. I mean, if you're going by comic,
He looks it.
Yeah.
He can't act.
do we know that for sure? Have we seen anything with him
Yes.
acting? We have. What have we seen?
Yes. He was in an episode of Portlandia.
Okay, so something I would have watched then.
Portlandia.
Yeah, something I would have
You're
watched.
a fan of SNL, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it just never happened. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been in a couple of things. I mean, there's a video of him going around where he got his ass knocked out by the singer from that Mexican band.
Mexican band. What Mexican band?
He couldn't even act a hard ass.
Please don't insult Glenn Danzig just in case he ever hears this. He's in really good shape,
Really?
and we are not. That's all I'm saying.
No, he's not in really good shape anymore.
Really? He's let himself go?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I have a feeling we could take him. Especially after seeing him get his ass knocked out by that fat guy who's the lead singer of that Mexican band.
Fair enough. So we're going to be watching Veronica. Is
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Let me actually get some more information on that. But it's Veronica. It is by Glenn Danzig. Veronica.
Yep.
Let's see. Glenn Allen Anzalone, or as we know him, Glenn Danzig. Evil Live record label, as well as Verotic, an adult-oriented comic book publishing company.
Interesting.
Beginning mid-1970s, blah, blah, blah. It's not talking about Veronica. This is just all about Glenn Danzig. But anyway, it's from what I've gathered, it is a animated anthology movie. So that's the only thing I'm really kind of excited about is the fact that it's an anthology. So we have a crapshoot that at least one could be a good story.
Okay, I just pulled it up on IMDb. People do not seem to like this. What do we got in here for?
Which is exactly why Bob picked it for us.
Yeah. Although the cast, the top billed cast, Ashley Wisdom, Rachel Allig, Alice Tate, and Caden Cross, they're all pretty much smoke shows. That's
It's an animated movie.
damn. I missed that part. Oh well, had a shot.
And we can't look at all-star cast and expect a good movie either. Have you seen The Dead Don't Die yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's on my list. No, not yet.
Adam Driver, Bill Murray, what's her name? I always forget her name.
Selena Gomez. Yeah.
The who else is in there? The Rosie Perez, Chloe Sevigny, Chloe, Tilda Swinton. There's an all-star cast in that movie, and I can't stand that movie. I mean, I have to get it and add it to my collection because it's a zombie movie, but I'm not a fan.
You know, we seem to have a small problem with collections. Just pointing that out. And I'm just not pointing a finger at you. I'm just not I have the same problem. Via Ghostbusters in the corner over there, Batman in the room behind me. It's a little bit of a problem, and now I'm starting in on the now I'm also starting in on the monster ones as well. This whole area, I'm getting a little bit of a space to actually build out for my little podcasty area, or whatever. So it'll have more of the stuff behind me. Nothing near as impressive as your wall of movies, but it's starting to become another problem. We give so much money to these people. What do we get back in return? What?
Anal sex.
Oh. Well, I'm not getting that at all.
Anyway, guys, that's our episode for today. I want to thank you so much again for listening. Thank you so much for supporting us. Oh, wait, Chris has more to say.
Yeah, no, we forgot one thing.
Oh, yes. We have a new, well, it's not a new segment, but I did create a new bumper for it.
Yep, so we may as well get a chance to use it.
I was actually, you probably didn't see because you were buffering. I was leaving a dead spot so I could.
Oh,
put my
okay. I'm
finger
sorry.
like that
Go ahead.
Say we're
Yeah,
playing the bumper.
Yeah.
And
Double
feature.
feature.
Okay.
All right,
so
there you go. So this being
we'll fix that in post.
This being double feature, what would you double feature this movie with?
Oh crap! I'm going first.
Yeah. I want to see if first of all, I already wrote something down, so I want to see if we're on the same wavelength with this.
You know what? I think I am going to go the complete other end of the spectrum here. I know what you're probably expecting, but I am actually going to go ahead and pair this with The Lost Boys.
With The Lost Boys? Okay, those are
Yeah.
two completely different sides of the spectrum. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But it does show the evolution.
Yeah.
You know, we've got this is the first vampire movie that I can think of. Is the first vampire movie leading into probably one of the most iconic, excluding the givens, excluding Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola and all that. This, I think, is it shows the evolution of the vampire.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So you're going with Lost Boys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I was going to stick around the same black and white era, and it's a movie I think pairs really well with this. I mean, they're almost side by side, like they're almost brother and sister. That's how well they're together. Abbott and Costello meet Dracula. No, I'm sorry. No, You're
just making a travesty of this segment.
I
aren't
am.
You?
An absolute travesty of this segment. No, and I actually wrote down Bela Lugosi's Dracula, only for the sake of I like the comparison between the two. The fact that Bela Lugosi definitely pulled some stuff from the performance of Max Schreck in this movie. So I think it would be an interesting comparison.
It was only 9 years apart, wasn't it?
Something like that. Actually, it may have been. Oh, excuse me.
We'll be right
Excuse
back
me.
as soon as Chris is done dying.
Sorry, touch of Corona. Actually, I think it was it 32 or was it 30? Well, you're looking it up. We'll find out in a second.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. It doesn't look like it's coming up.
Really?
Let's see. 1931. So, yeah, 31. It was 9 years.
Yeah, just about. So, I think it'd be a good comparison anyway, personally.
Yeah.
You may
See
continue.
that.
Now.
You get silent, and then you get to actually hear them talk.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I got. And I'm really looking
All
forward
right.
to seeing Veronica. No, I'm not.
Well, that makes one of us. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Again, thank you so much to Rule for reaching out to us. Guys, I encourage everybody, if you hear this episode or you've heard any of our previous episodes, because then you'd be listening to this episode. And anyway, send us a message, man. Send us an email. Send us a message on Facebook. Do whatever you want. Just let us know that you're listening. Let us know what you think. Don't forget, wherever you're listening to us, rate, review, subscribe. And thank you, everybody, for popping in and spending at least a minute with us on Instagram Live. You jackasses who popped in and left. Thank you, Lewis, for, I think you stuck with us most of the time. So thank you so much. I don't know if he's still there.
No, he's not.
If anybody is still there, go ahead and wave.
It says
I have one viewer.
he may have fallen asleep or committed suicide. One of the two.
Or the coronavirus got him. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
We still recording or are we out?
Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
What hump?